Hey, Cyclone fans, we want to welcome you to another year of our Kingland Systems Game Centers. Kingland Systems is a great sponsor of our Game Centers. We had a lot of fun with this last summer, so we're doing it again this summer, and we are going to examine this past women's basketball season's victory for the Cyclones at Baylor down in Waco, an incredible win. And to do that, we bring on board Bill Fenley, the head coach of the Iowa State Cyclones. Also, three of the star players in that game, Ashley Jones and Lexi Donarski and Emily Ryan. You guys, welcome to all of you. And just set the stage for me a little bit, guys. You guys have, except for the freshmen, you guys had played down in Waco before. So I guess Bill and Ash, how tough is it to win in that building?
John, it's very tough. Obviously, Baylor is one of the premier women's basketball programs in the country. They got a tremendous fan base, not like ours, but it's pretty good. And they're a very, very talented team. And I think the thing about our team this year, John, was they really thought they could go there and play. I think that's half the battle. When you go play great teams, the game's lost as soon as you see Baylor come on the schedule. This year's team did not feel that way and certainly played that way that night. It was truly one of the better games we've played in a long time in a tough environment.
And Ash, I guess as we go ahead and start the video here, but you guys had beaten them in Ames the year before. Did that give you some confidence?
Oh, for sure. We knew that they're a team that's really, really good, but if you go out there and give it everything you have, you can compete with them, and that's exactly what we did.
They had won 61 consecutive home games, the 10th longest home court winning streak in Division I history. And yet here's Emily, a freshman, showing no nerves whatsoever, hitting the game's first bucket. Got to love that. Now, Ash, I want to talk about your effort on these next two plays. Take us through it, because you just want the ball more than anybody else on the floor.
Yeah, when you see the ball, you just got to go get it. One thing that they always tell me when I was younger was, it's like if they throw your phone on the ground, you don't want your phone to hit the ground, so you're not going to let the ball hit the ground. It's the same thing. So you just got to go after it.
Great effort on both those plays. And then, Emily, you're going to set up Kristen Scott. She had a hot hand here in the first part of this game to get you guys going.
Yeah, she was coming off an injury, so it was important to get her going early in the game, and she came out ready, so it was a lot of fun.
Got you up 13-6 there, and then offense clicking here, Bill, but really it's the defense. So you look at that 6 points for Baylor, your defense was playing really well.
Yeah, I thought we had a really good plan, John. And I think, in basketball, when you play a great team, you want to get off to a good start. And that takes, some good shot making. We made some good decisions. Defensively, we were solid. We didn't give up anything easy. And I think it just got our kids into the flow of the game. And certainly that start was a big part of hanging on and winning the game.
Great to have Maggie Espen-Miller-McGraw for this one. She made a big impact. And then here late in the quarter, creating some space, Lexi. And when you get space like that, you do things that are good.
Yeah, Moon's a great defender, and we had worked on that play multiple times, and I was always told to take it clear side if I could, and I had the right angle on that one, so I was able to take it clear side and finish with my left.
We saw that play a lot. We saw Maggie take advantage of there and drive it to the basket. But, guys, Baylor goes on a 14-0 run. Nalissa Smith scores inside. You knew they weren't going to, they weren't going away. That's for sure.
Yeah, John, and that's the thing about Baylor is the games that you lose to them, there's always a part where they hit you 14-0, 10-0. And in the past, we've never been able to respond to that. This group, you get ahead and all of a sudden you have a tough second quarter. But we just kept playing, hang around. In your mind, you're thinking, get to halftime. And I thought our kids handled it great. When you have Ash, obviously one of the better players in the country. And when you go on the road, John, and play a great team, you got to have great guard play. And when you think about what Em and Lex did as freshmen in this game, it's really impressive. And a lot of great guards have gone to that building and lost. And those guys played really, really well at a really tough time to play.
There's the double team, but Ash finds Kristen. And we saw the drop step a moment ago. And then a couple of freshmen teaming up here. This is big time. And Lexi, great pass here from Emily.
Yeah, Lex doesn't need much space to get it off, so just being able to find her when she's open, she can hit it.
So at the half, go ahead.
Em was really able to pull both defenders
Yeah.
Like she created that shot.
Excellent. So 34-33, Iowa State up 1 at the half. But here comes Baylor in the second half. Great block shot, though, by Kristen. And Emily, you're just not shy here at all.
Yeah, honestly, after I shot it, I was like, oh, wow. I wasn't expecting to pull up on that, but it went in. So take it and move on to defense.
Lexi, tell me about this shot, because this is one of the tougher shots made in the game right here against a good defender.
Yeah, Moon is a really good defender, and it was physical the whole game. And honestly, I'm not quite sure how I really got that shot off. It was a little weird looking, but yeah, I mean, I just tried to attack her hard, but she is a very solid defender.
27 points in this game, 12 rebounds for Ashley Jones, 10 of 15 from the floor. And you guys are just getting it done. You're getting to the basket. You're getting great shots.
Yeah, we did a good job, John, of spacing the floor. I thought we had a pretty good plan going in. And, Baylor's such a good quarter-court defensive team. We really felt like we had to beat them off the bounce. Ash is a matchup nightmare for people. And then, like I said, with them and Lex making great decisions. That's the thing. It's not just about making shots. It's the pass that leads to the shot a lot of times. And I thought, we didn't have more than 2 or 3 possessions in a row that you felt weren't good enough to get some points.
Check this out, guys. Here comes Eddie. The ball's stuck on the rim. Eddie Praley saves the day.
Yep, then he left me hanging right there.
He
Doing a high five.
It's the highlight of the game for sure, but we had to sneak that in there. All right,
man,
so
that's right.
Closing seconds, third quarter. They hit a big bucket, and it's starting to feel, hey, maybe they're going to get momentum. I thought this was a big basket in the game as you guys come right back. Good job, Emily.
Yeah, honestly, I was kind of worried. I went a little too early on that, but fortunately, they weren't able to get a very clean look at their end of the quarter shot here, so it worked out for the better.
Good help defense by Kristen. And 56-50 Iowa State as you go to the fourth. But again, guys, this is a team that's won 61 in a row at home. They're not going away quietly. We know that. But we're going to see a flashback here because ESPN showed the final moments of the game in Ames a year ago. So we're going to, Ash, go back even a little further to that great finish. What a night that was, huh? And there's Ash hitting the first free throw, intentionally missing the second. And a great win for Iowa State in Ames. Now you got to try to do it again. And how tough is it, though? Now it's good to get to this point, but how hard is it to throw that final punch?
Yeah. I mean, basketball is a game of runs, so no team's going to go away, and especially with Baylor, it's going to be back and forth, so you just have to keep playing, keep competing, and we did that. Like here, Baylor tied us up, so we just had to keep playing and not get too rushed.
Yeah, and you did. We see you come right back, and Lex, again, space to operate in. Bill, was that a priority to give your players that can penetrate space in this game?
Yeah, that was a big part of it, John. They're so good defensively; they take you out of stuff. But we really felt like Lex and Emily could beat them off the bounce. And when you beat people off the bounce, they're not going to come off the shooters, and you got to finish those plays. And that was a great play right there by Em, getting the ball to Ash out of a timeout. But yeah, you got to be able to create shots for yourself and for your teammates. And I think when you play a great defensive team, sometimes you got to rely more on that than play calls. And I thought all of our kids did a great job of putting their head down and force the defense to make plays.
Another look at this drive by Ash, and Ash, you took advantage of the space there, but it was a constant theme throughout this game.
Yeah, you just got to attack the basket. When you're attacking, you can get either an open drive or someone on the perimeter is going to be open, and I know that any one of my teammates would be able to knock it down, so it helps.
So they tied it at 65 right there, but take us through this play again. Ash wants the ball more than anybody, gets the offensive rebound, and then Lexi, this is basically a cold-blooded three, if you ask me.
Yeah, I saw that my kid had went in to help on Ash, and I wanted the ball. There was no one by me. I had made a couple earlier in the game, so I really did want the ball on that play.
That was a big bucket to get that lead back. And then great work inside for Ash. And I want to point something out here, Bill, because there's a timeout. Look at everybody paying attention. All eyes Yeah.
This group gets it, John. They understood, and I think you can tell. Like, you kids are engaged. They understand what's going on. They're listening. They're connected, not just on the court, but you got to be connected off the court. You have to understand. You have to listen. You have to understand what we need done and how we need it done. And that group they were that way the whole game. But I think at the end of the game, when everything could, the slippage that we talk about as coaches coming on the court, this group didn't have it at all that night.
Queen Egbo hits the shot there, and it's 73-71. Timeout, Baylor.
Yeah, we still can't guard that inbounds play, John. We practiced against it so many times, and they still keep scoring.
Hey, there's a few others that fall into that category, too. Some other teams have fallen into that category through the years. Okay, so 73-71, 37 seconds to go, and here comes the Brock Purdy play.
Yeah, we put this in, and we'd been practicing it. We'd never used it before, and since we have the best quarterback in the country, we call it Purdy. And basically, it's a nice play, little in route there by Lex to get open. And the good thing is I think Baylor had not seen it, so they didn't really know what to do. And the biggest thing was we wanted to get the ball in bounds against their pressure and then, let our kids make a play here. And I thought end of the clock, we managed this perfectly and got the look we wanted. I thought for sure Ash was going to shoot the three, and I was hoping she would, but she made a better decision than that.
Yeah, just an awesome play. Great drive to the bucket. We're going to let it play out here as that 4-point lead, though, really kind of put it away. And as this case all night, your defense getting the job done. There it is. It's a great celebration, guys. It had to feel awesome to win down there.
Yeah, it's one of those moments, John. Every year, as a coach, you celebrate certain things, and this group can say, they did a lot of stuff this year, but they can say that, they went on the road, they beat Baylor, they did something. We've had a lot of great teams here that couldn't do that, but you think about, 2 freshman guards, Ash, is like Emily said, Kristen coming off an injury. We had a lot of good contributions, from kids off the bench, but those are the things that make coaching fun, and that flight home was a quick one. I can tell you that.
Great, Emily, to see your family there, too. We'll see a couple shots of Peyton with the banner there.
Yep, that was, I think, his first game with the flag, and he broke it in the right way, I guess.
That's good stuff. Well, Ash, take me back to the last play, if you would, because that basket really kind of put the game away. And the instinct, it looked like, was to shoot the three, but you drove it. Tell me about that play. What happened there?
Yeah, I just saw the girl flying out at me. I mean, when you catch the ball, you're always ready to shoot. So when I saw her flying out there, I knew I could get into the lane. So it's just what I did. So
now, Emily, were you nervous dribbling out the clock for about 20 seconds there?
Honestly, no. With the college rules of no 5-second count, it's not too challenging to just hold on to it out there. But once you come off the pick and roll, I was surprised to see Ashley's defender almost chasing off. I think she lost her man for a little bit, and then Ash was open. So she made a big play for sure.
Lexi, tell me about going into that place. I mean, it didn't look like you guys were nervous. And, I mean, I knew Ash wasn't going to be nervous. But for you and Emily to go in there and play that way with that kind of confidence as freshmen, what kind of mindset did you take into the game?
Yeah, we just had to be ready to play. We knew that we had a talented team and that we could compete with them. And if we stuck to our game plan and followed through with all of it, we knew that we really could play with them and beat them. And so I think that we were really able to just follow through with our game plan and just play hard, and it all folded out for itself.
Bill, when you look at the season and how this kind of catapulted you, obviously you had many other great moments, but this one kind of sent you on a trajectory, and you really did have a great year, especially considering the amount of minutes played by freshmen. I got to believe it's one of your proud moments in coaching to coach this group.
No, John, it was one of the best years I've ever had. With what these kids had to go through with COVID, and I don't think there's any way to really quantify what they had to go through and how they had to manage all this stuff just to get to the court. And then you get there, and we played arguably one of the toughest schedules we've ever played. And, Ash had we talk about Ash all the time, and we're running out of words for it. And then, like I said, you throw Emily and Lex out there. You have 2 freshman guards playing against the teams they had to play against every single night. I think it was a great moment. It was a great moment for our kids. It was a great moment for our program. But I think it said a lot about them as individuals, not just basketball players, but you could tell they were connected, they were committed, and they were that way every night. It didn't always turn out winning and losing, but this group went into every single game that way, John. And I don't know that we even had a practice that wasn't that way. And that's a tribute to them and how they managed it. And it was truly one of the more special games in one of the more special years I've ever had.
Ash, when you think about what we just watched and all those highlights, and I've got the 3 of you on here as guests, but really the whole team contributes to a win like that. And I mean everybody on the bench cheering you guys on. But we saw Maddie Weiss make so many big plays without scoring in the game. We saw Kristen make some big plays on the defensive end and the offensive end. Everybody gets involved. You can't win one of those by yourself, I'm sure.
Oh, not at all. It's a whole team effort every time we step on the court. Whether it's the people bringing energy, the people making little plays, hustle plays, or knocking down big shots, everything everyone does, no matter big or little, it makes a big impact. And one of the things Coach Finley talks about a lot is no matter what you're doing, just to make an impact on the team. And I think everyone usually does that, and we definitely did that night.
I want to ask you 2 freshmen how much it helped maybe in the waning moments of that game. The game's on the line. It's a tight game. To know that you have a player like Ash out there that you can get the ball to, and probably some good things are going to happen.
Yeah, Ash is obviously very solid and had an amazing year. And we just know that we can go to her when we need a basket. And if the defense all collapses on her, then she'll make the right read and kick it out to whatever shooter happens to be open. But it definitely is a huge benefit to have Ashley on our team because she just really helps pick at the defense, and they can't do much to stop her.
And Emily, I imagine we saw a couple shots there, your family. That had to be pretty cool for you to have them down there for a big win like that.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was probably the biggest stage we'd been on so far that season. So for them to be there for that moment, it was special for sure.
Well, Bill, what's really special is that all 3 of these young ladies that are on the screen right now are going to be back next year. And it's going to be an awful lot of fun. I don't know that I've ever experienced a summer yet where I've had so many people talk to me about how excited they are about women's basketball and the kind of team that's coming back and the type of people that are coming back. And I don't want to make it sound like, hey, you guys, it's national championship or bust. But, hey, there's a lot of people excited about your team, and that's a good thing, right?
No, it's a great thing, John. And I can tell you that that's one of the things that I think this group didn't get what they deserved. It was to get to play at Hilton last year. Our fans will love watching these guys play. They play the game the right way. They play the game the way our fans love to watch. And you're looking at 3 of the most outstanding representatives of our school ever. And to think about what they did last year and what they can accomplish, how they've come back this summer, more motivated. It's good to have skilled kids back, John, but it's more important to have kids back who understand, who want to lead, who want to do the hard stuff, who aren't satisfied. And that's what we have in Ash and Em and Lex. And that's a great way to start your team. And they'll be the 3 that decide where this group goes. And if our returning players and new players don't follow these 3, they're not going to follow anyone. So I can't wait for our fans to get to see them at Hilton this year.
And that's the beauty of it. They're going to get that opportunity this year, thankfully. So you guys, thanks so much for taking some time out of your summer here to do this. And our thanks to Cyclone Systems for presenting this great opportunity to relive some wonderful moments in Cyclone history. And no doubt about it, that win was one of them. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Go Cyclones.
Thank you.